Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. I got videos today from Honest Adonis.
When I was in college, I dated a very traditional Christian man who asked me at one point, how do you feel about after you graduated, we just immediately got married and you were a stay-at-home wife and you didn't have...
So he wasn't scared of commitment, and he was young, and he about to finish college, and he wanted to commit to you, marry you, and all these things. But yet women say young men out there are commitment phobic.
After work. I was honestly offended by that question
because you were brainwashed to think that you should be. I'm sorry, Aerosmith. Continue.
I was so passionate about this thing that I was getting a degree in that I was just so eager to enter the workforce and do this thing that I loved and get money for it. Fast forward to today.
Let me take a guess. He's off somewhere married and you still single to this day.
Yep.
No!
I've graduated, we broke up, I'm now working in the profession of the thing that I got a degree in.
And you hate it.
And I changed my mind.
Yeah, we know. It's too late now.
I changed my mind, I know.
Wait, what did you say?
Oh. She's so sad, she has no words.
I don't want to do it anymore, I'm done.
You're strong and independent. Don't need no man. Like, how many women screwed their futures up by making this exact choice with the man that wanted to commit to them?
Consequences.
Feel like you missed a step there.
Okay, in this clip, comedian Tony Rock, Chris Rock's brother, talks about growing up in early crack epidemic ravaged Brooklyn, New York City. We're gonna let him kick it, and I'm gonna tie it into dating and all the stuff that we do.
I didn't see any of the positive. I didn't see any of the...
Well, no, I mean, when Biggie was selling crack and everything else like that.
Right,
All
and
the
I don't
stories...
even mean that was positive. I mean, he was on the other side of making the money. I saw people dilapidated, and I saw buildings turn into crack houses. I saw people...
This is what's happening with the fentanyl stuff right now. I know quite a bit of people, especially in like the IE, which is the Inland Empire of OC, LA area. A lot of fentanyl.
Turn into zombies. I saw people get shot. I saw it was all bad what I saw. I never looked at it like it was enticing, like I could get out of here on this. Nah.
Like, what was the worst thing you think you saw during that era?
My friend got shot dead like 5 seconds after I walked away from him. We were literally on the corner talking about going to play basketball. And I used to play basketball every day back in the summertime in New York, back in those days. And my man used to play with us all the time. And I'm coming out of the grocery store. He's on the corner by the payphone. This is back in the day, beepers and payphones, like early crack. And he's like, you want to play ball today? And I'm like, oh man, you busy getting money, man. You ain't playing with us no more. And he's all, crazy jewels and the 4-finger ring. And he's like, I'm gonna play ball today. What time y'all going? Like, we're gonna go about 3 o'clock. All right, man, I'm gonna finish what I gotta do and I'm gonna meet y'all on the court. I'm like, you bullshit. And I turned to walk away. And as I turned to walk away, some dude's walking up. I got my back turned. And the dude got the drop on him. And he goes for the reach. And homie just, right in his head. And when I heard the boom, I turned around and I just see his body drop.
This is why people that glorify the trapper life, the scammer life, the drug dealer life, I don't think they actually know the actual true lifestyle, the actual dangers that it has, at least back in those days. Maybe it's safer nowadays with cell phones and things like that, I guess. But it's a dangerous world out there, especially that particular world.
Wow.
And I fucking hauled ass.
Yeah, man, it's sad.
Yeah. And that's like, I say this all the time, like, you're not supposed to see stuff like that growing up in your neighborhood.
Now, I got a lot of LeBron James fans, a lot of sports fans all together in my audience. And no doubt, we all are dating out here. No doubt, shout out to you. And I played that clip to emphasize, that was all of us. Tony Rock is not in the NBA.
He's not wrong. I grew up next to Compton. I grew up in that era, the 90s and all this stuff. I didn't grow up in the 80s, but I did grow up in the 90s. There was a lot of drugs. I feel like there's a lot of drugs now, but it was different back then. Different.
There was no internet. Not being able to go outside was the kryptonite, dude. What do that got to do with anything? Let's tie it into this clip.
Come check out these abandoned Section 8 buildings that are now 100% vacant where normal, everyday people used to live.
Why are they vacant?
This looks like a normal Section 8
Oh.
apartment complex, but what you may not realize is that it is beachfront prime real estate.
What?
Beachfront prime real estate. We're in the small town of Cape Charles, Virginia, where development has gone absolutely nuts, and it's been impossible for normal everyday people to buy real estate. These
That sounds like Los Angeles.
were subsidized government housing where somehow there became a mandate where they had to leave these properties. Was this just a move to get Section 8 people out of Cape Charles?
Let me stop you there because we don't need to hear the or. Yes, it was. Now, there's a lot of cuties with big booties and floobies out here who was on Section 8.
True.
But the quiet man who may have grown up on Section 8 due to the crack epidemic that Tony Rock was talking about earlier, who grew out of needing Section 8 in his 20s, 30s, and beyond, is ripe to move into one of these or maybe even start flipping real estate as he probably already is right now. And this is a part of how the quiet men have been proving that they were right all along. So I just wanted to say shout out to those brothers, you long titty having bitch.
Apparently this is one of the most realistic Tom and Jerry episodes ever aired.
This is just how long it's been going on. This cartoon came out in 1956? Bro.
You got a diamond for her, and she
Damn.
wasn't grateful enough from the diamond. She showed him a bigger one. Feel me? So what do you go do?
112% year APR. Holy crap. A lot of men do this. I see it. A lot of men go into crazy debt to impress.
He sold his damn near soul to get a new car.
A beat up one
Obviously,
too.
it's not the best looking car, but once again, not good enough. She got somebody with a better car. He's putting all his time and effort into this female, spending all this money, wasting all his time, and now look, he's a milkaholic. He's a milkaholic, bro. He's addicted. Now he's all milked out. You feel me?
Friend has to come and save his ass.
Out in the streets now. You got Jerry. Once again. Now look at Jerry. Look at him going crazy over his girl. His girl going too.
It's not just you guys. It's a lot of men out there.
Now both of them on the train track.
I was having a really good morning, and then I randomly remembered that there is a human being out there that can claim and that they can say that I called them 97 times one time. I called 97 times.
Jeez. Run!
After the 97th, I did get an answer, though, so...
That's exactly why it only lasted 97 times.
97.
The laughable part about that is he wasn't even some fly Mercedes-Benz 6-foot ass nigga. He was a lame.
Most illogical.
You know where women messed up at? They let men live alone. And once we got our own space, our own peace, we finally saw everything for what it was. All them patterns from our mamas, our aunties, our cousins, our exes. They started connecting, and now we understand why the love felt heavy, why peace felt foreign, why help came with control. They said, see why men got multiple women? Nah, we just learned peace don't come from multiples, it comes in solitude, from boundaries to finally saying no without explaining. Now they call it cold, distant.
Damn, saying no without explaining. That is something that men hardly ever get to do when it comes to women. Every time we say no, it has to be a damn good reason why we're saying no.
Detached. But really, we just learned how to breathe without chaos.
I can't say I disagree, so I won't.
The craziest thing in my mind just happened to me, and this is how I know that we are screwed as a society and maybe screwed as women as well. But I was at this event today, and this really attractive guy came up to me, introduced himself, asked me a few questions.
You out here introducing yourself to hoes after my man just explained what peace was? Nah, I'm all right with that.
Told me about himself. Very impressive, by the way, like super cool resume, tall, like attractive, kind, like so kind. And then he just asked me if I'd like to go out on a date and go to dinner with him. Just straight asked me. Like, that was it. And I was kind of taken back in the heat of the moment, but it's like, yeah, absolutely. And my friends were right there watching. And so we exchanged numbers, and he texts me, and before everyone says like, oh, you're going to get kidnapped. Like, I've been in so many situations where I actually should have been kidnapped. Like, I gave my number, and I'm walking back to my hotel room, and I'm thinking, I can't believe he just like came up to me and asked me to go out on a dinner date with him. Like, that's so crazy. And then I'm thinking,
That's what used to happen all the time.
to myself, he's weird. He has to be weird. Like he has to be some weirdo. Like who just does that? He's clearly weird. Like, wait, no, Michelle, that's like what people used to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so stop it there. Stop it there. That is normal dating. And guys, I'm
Yeah.
going to tell you, she says, oh my God, I thought it could be weird. But she wakes up and realizes it wasn't. Be weird. I say that, be the weird guy. Be the guy who has, if you really like somebody, be the guy who has the balls to go up and say, hey, do you want to go out to dinner with me? How funny that her friends were like, oh, you're going to get kidnapped. I mean, the dumb hurts. Like somehow a guy going up to you in person and saying, hey, do you want to go on a date? It's going to get you kidnapped. But be getting yourself entangled with some online exchanges with some rando who
Just show up at their house or apartment for a one-nighter.
doesn't even have to put a face to his words, isn't going to get you kidnapped. Ladies, why are you so dumb? This is so dumb.
They really are dumb. It's dumbfounded that they're so dumb.
I think it's two things. One, they're scared. Two, misery loves company.
Yes.
So if I can scare you into being miserable with me, I've accomplished something for the day.
And she says he had a super cool resume. He's tall, he's handsome, all of these things. But this kind of goes with the clip that we did prior, because I wanted to show you how removed we're getting from what's healthy. People are not healthy anymore. They're not healthy. And we can talk about toxins, and we can talk about the environment, and we can talk.
Well, Jetta, I don't think people understand what healthy is. We're in that era, just like the single, the kids that were raised by single mothers. They never had a father. They never understood that side of things. That's where we're at now with norms.
Talk about, big pharma. We can talk about all that stuff. But one of the main reasons people aren't healthy anymore is because there's no sense of community. People don't have the same type of
100%.
interconnectedness in person that they used to. And it's a soul drain. There's isolation. So many people are feeling isolated.
This is why so many other communities do so well, like the Jewish community, Asian community and stuff, and even the African community, because they really help each other out. They try their best to pull each other up. Like the Indian community, look at Indians. Like the CEO of Google itself is an Indian man, and he brings up a lot of his Indian coworkers and Indian, people that work with him and stuff. So like most of Google is Indian people.
Isolated and alone, and then you dig into the fear, you start to become afraid of things, then you start scrolling, you get your dopamine hits from the phone. It's making people deeply, deeply, deeply unhealthy. And if you think
really
back,
is.
like even just the health of a family used to be about community, right? You said grandma, grandpa, aunts, uncles, everyone watched the kids, it's a sense of community that
I say this all like back in the day when I was growing up. This is how community used to be, at least for my family, and I think it's how it used to be for a lot too. All my aunts, they had kids together. Like not together, but they all had kids within the same range. Like my cousins range from my age all the way to about 56. All right, and in between. And all we did every weekend was I went to one aunt's house and hung out with all my cousins all weekend, spent the night there, sleep over, and then the next weekend we would all go to a different cousin's house and do whatever there. And then my parents would grocery shop together. All my aunts would grocery shop together. They'd go to the grocery store, buy all their stuff separately, bring it all home together, and then they leave their houses with the different groceries and stuff just to make it easier for my family, because my aunts couldn't really do everything by themselves, and the husbands were a little bit too busy to always take the wives to go grocery shopping. So one husband would do it, take all the wives out, all the kids kind of stayed in the house. Sometimes he would go with them and stuff, but that's how kids were raised. We were raised with other kids and other adults, aunts and uncles that also loved us, that showed us, that taught us things outside of our parents. Nowadays, our parents barely know anything, and that's all we really get from is just our own parents. We don't get the outside community anymore.
really stabilize people. And if you look at some of the healthiest cultures in the world, there's a deep sense of community. Everyone always says, oh, when I go to Italy, to these small towns in Italy, I eat the food and I eat the gluten and I feel great. It's not just about the gluten. It's also, think about the surroundings, the nature, yes, the lack of EMF and all that stuff, but think about the community, the family, what matters to those people. And we're losing it. And she's pointing that out. So guys, I will say to you, yes, will there be women who are like, oh my God, he was so weird. He actually came up to me. But they will remember that. And if they will have a second to think about it and be like, wow, that's pretty cool. Because I think all women actually do crave deep down inside the gentleman. It's just that they've abused that privilege in many respects, as we've talked about. But when you really like someone, part of being a masculine guy, when you really like someone, is not being afraid to go up to them and say, hey, do you want to go out on a date? It's not masculine to hide behind your phone. It's not masculine to hide behind your DM. It's not masculine to have a whole conversation here.
I would 100% agree with all of this. The only thing is that the caveat is make sure the person's worth it. Make sure, and even if you have a chance of being called a creep or whatever it is, I think it's still worth it to try to get what you want. Right, to earn that family, that legacy, a good wife, you kind of have to put your foot to the fire.
Because you're too afraid to have it eye to eye.
I just wanted to acknowledge all of us young simps that used to be just like Tom and Jerry, putting a woman on a pedestal, buying gifts, buying stupid things to impress people, and then ended up with nothing or a broken heart. Right? And I'm sure a lot of us went towards this content after that, or we learned through more experiences, more heartaches, but that's life of a man. Learn through your experiences. Don't ignore what happened to you, the good and the bad. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And catch you guys next time. Ciao.